Yeah, the first time we saw lionfish, I think, was like in, what are we, 2000, I got here in 2007, we saw them in about 2000 and, beginning of 2008. You may have seen one or two on dive sites just in Grace Bay, and the guys would come back from a dive and go, oh, we've seen lionfish. And we went, yeah, right.
Yeah.
They went, no, we've seen lionfish. We went, no, you haven't. And then we'd start, you'd dive and you'd see maybe one or two, but not as frequently. And then towards the end of 2008, 2009, you were seeing 2 or 3 on every dive site that we do. And then sometimes you can get up to 15 or 20. And they say that the lionfish here, compared to lionfish in Indo-Pacific, Indian Ocean, and that sort of stuff, get bigger and grow faster here because they don't have any natural predators. And the thing is that people are saying, so what is the natural predator of lionfish? Nobody knows because they didn't have to make the study. A lot of people don't know what their natural predator is. Some people are saying that in the Indian Ocean, lionfish are eaten by, we call them bass, where over on this side of the world they'll call them grouper. It's the same sort of family. We have one that's really big, it's called brindle bass, and they get to about as big as you would a Goliath grouper, so 8, 9 feet. And they actually have a bony plate at the top of the ridge of their mouth, so with regards to them eating lionfish and the spines affecting them, it's not really going to have that much of an effect. They say in Cayman now, as soon as they see lionfish, they bring them up, they try and take them out as quick as possible.
Right.
But they also say in Cayman, what they're trying to do is there's certain groupers that they're killing lionfish and then trying to feed them to these grouper, and hopefully getting the grouper to eat the lionfish, which they've been doing, and then they're hoping that if they teach one, then the grouper will teach the others to do the same thing.
Right.
That's what they're hoping.
Yeah.
It's a natural thing. And a lot of people said if somebody came up with a trap or something that they could put in that was only attract lionfish and only capture lionfish, then they're going to be laughing. Lionfish, you can eat them. A lot of people think that they're poisonous, but they're not. They're venomous. They're not poisonous.
I saw an ad actually in the paper. They were looking for lionfish recipes for a cookbook.
Yes.
That they're going to be producing.
Yeah.
So they're trying to create a demand.
A demand for it. But the fish, once you catch them and you put them on ice, it's actually really, it's really good. It's a very light white meat.
It's not very fishy.
No, it's not very fishy. It's not, some people would say, gamey or anything like that, but it's fine. The only problem with lionfish, why we'll never get rid of it, they say it's such an epidemic with the range that they've actually spread, and without it being curbed, that the females grow a lot quicker, and they say they reckon that they produce about 30,000 eggs a month. That's why they've spread so fast, and they mature a lot quicker. I think the gents from Reef, one of the girls that was trying to put a specialty together with us, she wrote it and everything and sent it to Paddy to try and do a lionfish specialty. I think she said that it originally started in either 98 or 99 when a particular hurricane came through. I don't know if it was close to North or South Carolina, and it's flooded out a private aquarium where the guys had lionfish. So they escaped. Then with the Katrina with New Orleans, and it flooded out there. So they think that some of the pet shops may have had lionfish in them as well. And because of that, that's where it sort of originally started from.
Would the eggs have floated in on the current as well,
yes.
bilge water, whatever?
Well, the bilge thing, where a lot of people were saying that they were coming through the Panama Canal and they were bringing in water for ballast, and then coming over to Florida or through to the US, and then bilging out their pumps. Reef did a study and said that they don't think that spawn and the young would actually be able to survive that, because once they put the bilge water into their tanks, it's going to either maybe be polluted with something, an impurity in their tanks, so they're not necessarily going to survive. So they ruled out the thing with the coming through the Panama Canal. The other thing is, I think in the late 90s, early 2000, a lot of people were importing tropical fish into the US, and when lionfish are great in a fish tank, but they end up eating all your other fish because they're like a vacuum. Anything they can fit in their mouth, they'll swallow. And a lot of people don't want to take the responsibility or don't know what to do with the fish afterwards. So if they're close to the coast, they drive down, they let it go, and that's it. It's mainly down Florida and the Keys they do that. A lot of people, that's why the Keys and that have problems now with, I think it's a particular snake down there, they've got a problem, and monitor lizards and that sort of stuff, because it's a great climate. People have had them as pets. That's the biggest problem. And
they think they're being friendly.
Yes, they think they're
releasing the lion.
By releasing them into the wild, they think they're doing good, which they're not. It's just making it worse.